Hi everybody, AZ Badfish here, and welcome back to the Craftinomical SMP, where we're playing FTB Revelations, new mod pack for 1.12, and this is going to be kind of more of an update video. We're not really doing episodes in this series necessarily. You guys, if you've been following the channel, you know that I've kind of changed focus a little bit. I'm more focused on streaming now than I am on videos. Of course, my Lionheart series is not going anywhere. I'm still making videos from that every week, but for my modded stuff, I am basically switched over to streaming, not full-time, but that's how I prefer to do it. So if you want to see how all this stuff comes about, and you want to hang out with me while I'm playing and stuff, well, make sure you're following me on Mixer. Links down in the description, that way you don't miss anything. So I wanted to make this video to kind of just showcase some of the stuff I've been working on, maybe catch people up if they miss streams and stuff like that. So we'll just do a quick little base tour, because I have not actually done a whole lot. If you guys remember, we just kind of started in this hole in the wall, and I set up some farms and got an angel ring and stuff. But beyond that, I haven't done a whole lot in videos. So you can see I've still got my farms here. I've now doubled up my watermill GP production, so that I can fly and still have extra power left over, which is something I'll show you guys in a second. We need it for. This is a, what do you call it? A celestial gateway, and Tech Stomper built this for us. He actually built one for most people on the server. This is Astral Sorcery, if you're not familiar with it. I have not messed with it really myself, but you can kind of stand in the middle on this thing, right? And all of these yellow stars are other people's bases, not necessarily their bases, but like there's the end portal. So anywhere where there's one of these set up, we can link it from here, and I can just go to anybody's base, and it's pretty cool. We run over, we'll check out Video Garvy's base. I just hold on the right click to get to the star, and it teleports you to that celestial gateway, and then you could just come out, and now I'm at Video Garvy's area. His house is over there, looking really spiffy. Make sure you go follow him and everybody else. All the members, their links should be down in the description as well. So I believe I am back here. I need to actually be standing on the thing though. There we go. Let's go back to our base. These things are pretty cool. I really like the animation and stuff like that. Waiting for server, waiting for server. There we go. Cool. Cool beans. So over here, I've got this multi-block structure, the farm block from forestry setup, and he is harvesting ender pearls and redstone, so red orchids and ender lilies, of course. It's pretty sweet. Looks like I'm having some problems here though. Also, sorry about my voice. I'm kind of sick, kind of not. It's kind of strange situation right now. So sorry about that. But yeah, I'm actually backstuffed here. You get red orchids so quickly because these things grow so fast. All you get is a single redstone dust, and ender lilies hurt. All you get is a single redstone dust from each mature plant, so they actually grow pretty quickly. That's pretty handy, but I end up getting a whole bunch of these, so I've got a ton of them. If anybody on the server needs any, let me know. I've got a bunch of ender lilies as well. So we'll just go ahead and pull these out because we actually don't need any more. The farm area itself is now completely full, and now this should be working. We've got it piped into this ender chest, which is hooked up to the system inside. So that's pretty neat. Speaking of inside, let's go in and see what we got going on over here. So I started kind of building and then kind of stopped because I didn't really know exactly how I wanted to do it. That is going to be a project. We're actually going to make this base look more like a base here in the upcoming streams, but we got to get our food situated first, because so far all I've been doing is putting rotten flesh up on these drying racks, and that's how I get this monster jerky. Tasty monster jerky. So yeah, just got some basic machines up here. You'll see I've got a charger going, some manual stuff, power cell, which is empty, and we'll see why in a second. I've got this wireless RF battery is part of the reason I needed more grid power, because my angel ring uses 32, so when you've seen I'm flying, I'm using 36 out of an available 64. These things are really cool. This wireless, it's wireless RF battery. It links up basically. You don't have to link it up, it's just automatically linked up with these wireless RF transmitters, And if I take this bad boy and I plop him down, like really anywhere, but like right here, if we actually even look at it, I think it tells us range is plus or minus 4 blocks. So any machines within 4 blocks of this thing, and if I right click it, we'll see it's providing power to 5 tiles. So that means 5 machines are within range, and this thing is actually providing power to them, but each one you'll see drains 1 more grid power. So now I'm at 37 of 64. So that's definitely why I needed the extra grid power. And then around here, you know, just Tinker Smeltery, I got a chest with basic Tinker stuff. 2 more crates left over here. Most of my stuff has been moved downstairs, and I'll show you guys. But yeah, this is just all kind of random junk. This is some farming materials, so we'll put these in here for now, so that anybody who needs them, they're right here, for now at least. Up here is my portal room. Not a whole lot different in here. I've got another portal, a mining dimension portal, and a portal to the Lost Cities dimension, which is a pretty cool area. If you haven't seen that, you should definitely go check that out. It's basically just abandoned cities. A lot of the cities, you know, there's loot chests, there's monster spawners all over the place. Good place. It's a good place for some basic resources. So then we come downstairs, and this is where most of my stuff is. So starting in here, I believe I might have done this latex processing and the ore processing unit on camera in episode 2. I don't actually remember. It's been a couple weeks since I put that out. But yeah, I've got this ender chest here, and that's actually linked to this ender pouch, which I don't really need anymore. But when I was out mining, I could just drop stuff in that pouch, and it would come through here and automatically get processed. So stuff I don't want in there is blacklisted, and all that stuff is also whitelisted here. So all that stuff is going to either get crushed and turned into pieces, or crushed and then smelted down into ingots. All of that stuff is being stored in these compacting drawers, which compacting drawers, if you don't know, are really actually pretty awesome. So I don't actually have 604 blocks and 5,400 pieces of coal here. It just stores one item in all of its, what do you call it, states, I suppose. So, for instance, 922 ingots equates to 8,302 nuggets or 102 blocks. So you could just put your iron ingots in here, and you can pull blocks out, or you can pull nuggets out. It's really handy for crafting. This whole system, if we take a quick look under here, is actually hooked up to an ME system via storage bus. So I can access all of these items from inside my ME system, which here is set up as super basic. It's real basic, right? I've got an advanced subscriber and crystal growth chamber from AE2 stuff, which is an amazing mod if you know anything about applied energistics. The worst part about it, in my opinion, is the lack of automation from the inscriber and having to grow crystals. It takes forever. This thing is super fast. This is also pretty quick. You could put stacks of items in here. This stuff is really great. So if you're into AE2 and you've got AE2 stuff, definitely give that a look here. So we've got crafting terminal, a few discs here, and I have a controller back there somewhere. Here's my energy acceptor, and this is being powered by just 2 thermoelectric generators. I think that's about 62 RF per tick. Plenty. It's on its own power supply, which is really handy for stuff like this. This is my quantum quarry that I've got going, and I've left it on overnight, and this is the first go at it. So I've already blacklisted grass and coal, which you can do with this filter in here. I've also got a Silk Touch book and an Extreme Hills biome marker, so that's what is letting me get these ores instead of the pieces, as well as emerald, right? I probably wouldn't be getting emerald out of there if I didn't have the biome marker, so that's pretty sweet. But it takes a ton of power, and since I've hooked it up to a power cell, it's using pretty much all the power I have. If I turn this off, it'll start collecting power again. We could probably actually go ahead and turn that off, because this is full now, and I need to go through and process some of this stuff. It's kind of ridiculous, but it's awesome. So we've talked about the AE2 system. I've got here a cursed earth farm. And all of these drops pretty much are being put into this purple ender chest. I'm pulling stuff out that I want to keep in this drawer system, which is also hooked up to the ME system via storage bus underneath this controller. So this is doing pretty well for me. doing pretty well. I've got raw chicken in there, it's fine. But this is the same ender chest. You notice that it opened up there. So this is actually pulling out all of this armor, right? It's pulling out all of these armors and the type of junk things that you would normally just trash. But it's putting them into this enchantment sorter. And the enchantment sorter is really cool. It splits up non-enchanted items and enchanted items. So I can pull the non-enchanted items out and just trash them. The enchanted items go into this enchantment extractor, which will put the enchanted items here. It will pull the enchantments off of it, put it into a book, and the books are stored here for now. All of this is probably going to change. I might actually remove this system entirely and just start junking all the books, because or all of the armor, even the enchanted ones, because if you look through here, there's some good stuff, but it's not the greatest, right? I've also got this arcane ensorcelator, which is pretty awesome. I can put a book or an item here, I think, along with a specific type of thing, and it will give me it will enchant this item based on what's in here. And I just used that to make the Silk Touch book that's in there. So I put a book and a piece of glowstone dust along with a bunch of experience, and it created a Silk Touch book for me. So this is an awesome machine. There's a lot that can be done with it. Yeah, you can definitely look that up and check it out. So over here, I've got a emerald farm, and the way this thing works, I would have to turn this on. I think I'm out of essence, so this mob crusher is storing its essence in this tank, in that ender tank, and that other half of that ender tank is here, and that essence is getting piped up. Oh, should not have done that. Should not have done that. I needed to, that's alright, I can fix it. I can fix it. You and you. And you. Perfect. Nothing happened. Nothing happened at all. Let's grab our stone. And we'll rebuild this up, because I am going to do some stuff later with the ceiling in here, but for now I just want to leave it all stone. So if we take a look in here, up in here, so this is piping up the essence from that tank into this mob duplicator. And the mob duplicator has got a villager in here, and this redstone receiver is providing it a redstone signal, so when I want it, it will get power. It's also hooked up directly to the power cell, which, now that I think about it, I probably could have just put the power cell right here and not even ran this cable at all. Might do that later, but yeah, for now that's okay. And obviously the villagers spawn, they fall in here, and they produce molten emerald, which I can pipe into the casting basin and get emerald blocks out of. Pretty nifty. Here's I got a power setup. That's how I needed that to make the drill and stuff. Speaking of the drill, I should probably take these out while I don't need them and put them back in my backpack. I also got fortune augments for the drill should I need them. I'll probably make a Silk Touch one eventually, but I've also got a Silk Touch pick, so I don't necessarily need that. I've also got a big old reactor, and by big old reactor I mean not actually that big, but it is bigger than the smallest you can make it. So this reactor, it's running pretty decently. I'm getting about 1.4 thousand or 1400 RF per tick. Not bad at all. And it's what's cool about this thing is that if we come over on the back, this is the what do you call it? The outlet access port. So this is pulling out all the cyanide that comes from running uranium through the system, right? So uranium is what's powering it, and once that uranium is spent, it becomes cyanide, and it's pulled into this crafter, and the crafter is going to turn it into plutonium, and then the plutonium is going to go back into this chest, which is this same chest as right here, and plutonium is also a extreme reactor fuel source. So that's pretty cool. I can run it through the system twice. So that's pretty neat. The reactor's working pretty well to power everything. And now that this is turned off, we're getting power quickly back into the system for the rest of my base. So that is always handy. Speaking of uranium, here's a third ender chest in that channel, and this is pulling out all the uranium that I get from the processor, right? So that's just whitelisting uranium. So anytime I get yellowite or uranium itself, through this system, it will create uranium ingots, and rather than go into the drawers, it just goes straight to the reactor. So that is pretty nifty. I got a sink here just because I needed a water source down here. The horse you see was delivered on stream. I'm not sure exactly who did it, but yeah. So that's pretty much all I've got going on right now. As you can see, it's not that great. There's not a ton of stuff, but yeah, hope you guys liked the video. I'm gonna go ahead and sign up here. Check all the members, their links are in the description. Check the rest of my links. Make sure you're following me on Mixer, you guys, because that's where I'm streaming, and if you want to hang out and see how all the stuff happens, that's where you need to be. All right. Excuse me, sorry about that. This is AZ Badfish signing out. I'll catch you later. Bye bye.